Laura Kyrke-Smith.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker, and can I say how humbled I am to follow such powerful and personal contributions from many of the honourable members in this House. And can I say how much I welcome these long overdue reforms of the Mental Health Act. I'm extremely proud to be part of a government that's moving so quickly to ensure that people experiencing severe mental illness are given more autonomy and choice, treated always with dignity and respect, and given the enhanced right and support that they'll get through this bill. Mental health is a theme of so many of the conversations that I have and the support that I try to provide in my constituency of Aylesbury. Whether that's the young people, Faye, Tyler, AJ and Dwani, who joined my recent work experience programme and devised a fantastic campaign called Breaking the Silence to improve mental health understanding for young adults. Or the residents at Beerbrook Place, run by Connection Support, which offers supported accommodation for adults facing homelessness. They told me it was their mental health challenges that contributed to them becoming at risk of homelessness, and their ongoing mental health recovery which gave them most confidence that they could live independently again. Or the people who go along to the fantastic drop-ins provided by the Space charity in St Mary's Church, many of whom experience mental health challenges as a result of unexpected life events, health struggles or social isolation. And I could go on. But this evening I want to focus on how this bill should improve the experience of pregnant and new mums struggling with severe mental illness. This is a subject particularly close to my heart, having lost one of my best friends, Sophie Middlemiss, to suicide shortly after the birth of her little girl, her third child. And it's something that I speak to many parents about, including the fantastic Amy Scullard, who runs the Pandas perinatal mental health group in Aylesbury. In this period of pregnancy and the year after birth, almost 1 in 4 people struggle with their mental health. For many people, their experience is relatively mild and they will recover, but some people, often without any prior mental health challenges and without warning, will experience extremely severe mental illness. And suicide, tragically, is the leading cause of death for women in that period, from 6 weeks to a year after birth. But I want to highlight 3 aspects of the bill which I think will be important for people experiencing serious mental illness at this stage of their lives and who will end up falling within the scope of this bill. First, the fact that patients will be able to choose a nominated person to represent them is a really vital step forward. Absolutely crucial, and I have seen firsthand how, at that point at which people are severely unwell, they're unable to make the best decisions for themselves. So to formalise the role of someone to play this role on their behalf, and with more powers as well to challenge the system, could make a really positive difference to their care. Second, I'm really pleased that this bill will make individualised care and treatment plans statutory. Every person is different, of course we know. Our attitudes to mental health have evolved a huge amount since the Mental Health Act was last updated. And ensuring that they have that personalised care plan that accounts for their particular circumstances is crucial. So too is the fact that the bill creates a duty to inform and support patients in making advanced choice documents before they become ill from that place of good health. And third, I'm really pleased that the bill aims to reduce the significant racial inequalities that exist under the current Act. These inequalities also drive significant differences in perinatal healthcare outcomes more broadly. Black people are over 3.5 times more likely to be detained under the Mental Health Act than white people, and over 7 times more likely to be placed on a community treatment order, and this has to change. But the bill introduces measures that should have a really positive impact for people from ethnic minorities. For example, through this introduction of the advanced choice documents, as well as the tightening of the criteria for detention and compulsory treatment. Madam Deputy Speaker, I'm conscious of time, but I just want to note one point on the implementation of the bill once we get to that point. Because for people experiencing severe mental illness in that period after birth, mother and baby units can be a crucial part of their recovery, as well as having significant benefits for the parent-infant relationship. But too often, whether or not a mum can actually access one of these units remains a postcode lottery. And I believe we have to get to a point where all women who have given birth within the 12 months prior to compulsory admission are given that option of being admitted to a ward where they can remain with their baby. And I think I'm so pleased to see the Secretary of State's commitment to the mental health investment standard, to all of the funding that is going to be needed to implement the measures in this bill properly. But I do hope that provision in particular for this group of women at severe risk of these serious mental health illnesses will be considered. So let me conclude by noting, of course, that for all those who experience milder struggles with their mental health, it's clear that there's a whole lot more that we need to do beyond the bill, and I know the ministers are very conscious of that, and there's a lot of vital work underway already, including more mental health support in schools and the recruitment of additional mental health support workers and the rollout of the family hubs and the youth hubs, and this sort of community provision. These community services are essential. But this bill, of course, is for those people who struggle with the most severe mental illness and require that intensive specialist support. And for them, this bill represents a really crucial step forward, and I'm really proud to support it.